consciously eating.
Another day, another video. Welcome to my beautiful channel with another beautiful game between Slammer and Guinness. And today we have someone with us who's maybe not needing an introduction from my side, but himself. So yeah, give a little round of applause for Etano Circus.
It's good to be here with you consciously.
Yeah, very good.
So what have we got? When does this game happen?
It happened in the last cup, in the lower bracket. Was still best of one, so both players will fight for a spot in the final rounds. And yeah, I think these two players are not that much apart from each other, talking about the skill level, of course. So yeah, really interesting to see what they do, especially on this map, because Cursed Temple is, yeah, like an invitation to cheese and proxy and stuff. So yeah.
It's also a really good map for mech. Because the air distance between the two main bases is so small, and because this middle path that we see Slammer 4 sending the worker down right now can be blocked off fairly easy with a house and a workshop.
Yep.
So it's not uncommon for, while it looks like it has a good rush distance, this map can also flip on its head and become a very long, like 25, 30-minute game. And Slammer 4 is going to start this by seeing a castle.
Yeah, and he's actually doing already a bit of damage. And I think with this opening, Guinness is very greedy already, right?
Yes, but I think this is also a good decision by Slammer 4. You said this is best of one because of where it is in the tournament. And like you were saying about cheese, you don't want to lose because your opponent proxies, and there's even a comment in the chat. You don't want to lose if you're a Slammer to somebody before you have a chance to show your skill, right? And it might feel like you don't get a chance to show your skill if they have a proxy 2-Rax Raider.
Yeah. And now we see something very interesting, because Guinness doesn't see it if you switch to his vision. But Slammer is actually building at the perfect spot, like seriously, the perfect, pixel perfect spot. He builds a tower and Guinness is not aware of it. So I'm really looking for the follow-up now. And it seems it's just Raiders, right? No, actually one Raider, and then he's going into Archers, because then the tower will be finished, right? So the idea now is insane pressure, and yeah, let's see how Guinness is handling that.
What's great about the Archer is that most people think you want Raiders against the Wolves, but if you're doing this proxy tower, the Archer kind of has its range extended because the tower exists, right?
Yep.
If you walk into the range of a Raider, you only have to deal with the Raider, so they would have a limit to how far they could go.
Yep.
But if you make an Archer, then the Archer can stand around the tower and kind of be more effective, attack more of the base. And it looks like this isn't very committal from Slammer. We don't see a second watchtower going out just yet.
Yeah.
But a good blink to make sure the Raiders
this blink was really awesome. I thought he's trapped, but he can apparently blink over it. I think it was close.
That's a hard blink, actually, because he had to blink around the worker into a narrow spot. Like, that's not easy, actually.
But now he's losing
the
Raider, right? I think?
Yeah.
I think he's not getting more. Maybe he does the same trick again.
One teleport.
Yeah, no, he's dead. No. But the house is down. That's huge, actually, because Guinness will be supply blocked. Or close to.
Yes. Well, now he has to spend the time to make another house. And we can see that Guinness didn't think this would actually happen, because the house is now halfway done. Maybe 60% of the way done on the high ground. And you can tell they thought that they would be fine, that this wouldn't be a problem.
But little did they know.
Tower going up.
Yeah. And there's also an expansion, like Slammer not really all-inning here. He's rather, maybe it's a fake tower attempt to let Guinness think there's no expansion and no second castle, but actually at the neutral, Slammer is expanding and getting a castle. So behind of all this.
This tower, by the way, got 2 kills and a building destruction, so an excellent value for 125 gold. If you kill 2 workers and a house, that's 200 gold for your 125 to 130. That's a very good value, actually.
And the income, they are not that much apart. And also from the mining in general, Slammer is way ahead, way ahead with 300 gold already, on top of the losses and stuff. But he also lost with the Raider. He lost a bit more than Guinness in that spot. But yeah, let's see how Guinness. I mean, usually Guinness is known for his beast micro, right? So we expect him to really be able to deal with the Raiders with his wolves.
His wolves almost have a mind of their own. That was something we've praised before.
Oof, this surround just nasty.
Excellent. With 5 wolves, one of them nearly dead against 2 raiders. That's actually harder than you think it is, because in theory the raiders can attack and retreat. There is a problem for Guinness though, consciously, which is that he went castle first into a 2 den, and yet he has 4 fewer workers than his opponent. And he has these wolves that I don't know how they're going to break 2 raiders, an archer, and a worker line. This looks very good for Slammer.
I think the Gatling gun can make all the difference, but I think when I see people playing Gatling guns and wolves in combination, we oftentimes see a few workers with them to repair the Gatling gun. So yeah, let's see how Slammer is dealing with it. But I think, as you pointed out, he will definitely be able to deal with this kind of threat, which is not really a threat.
Yeah, it's more of a pressure. It's more to make sure, hey, you didn't cut units. Were you microing? Were you macroing while you did that tower nonsense earlier? You know,
but he's winning this fight. It's look good.
Yes,
okay, until
no
Slammer.
Teleport.
Yeah.
Now, in the background, we saw it but didn't mention it. As another Gatling joins the fray, Slammer isn't going for a third. His fortress is about 60% of the way done. So, if Guinness wins this a little bit harder, it kills maybe one more archer, kills that weak and low raider, he'll have enough wolves and Gatling guns, just raw speed units, to see. I only see 1 barracks. There isn't a 3rd base. You must be up to something. Right? It's suspicious, as this
Guinness is on a timer.
Very low.
Yeah, and I think if this Rex dies, that's huge actually.
Well, yes, because then there's only 1 barracks worth of units being made.
Yeah.
Raiders pull back.
Yeah.
A lot of wolves are at very low health, but a raider did die.
The Rex is gonna die. Oh no.
There's a chance none of these wolves are gonna die either. 1 gets picked off, and it does go down, and without the unit inside of it being cancelled. So Slammer has enough to make his Dragon's Dens, if that's in fact his plan, but that lost Rax is gonna hurt.
Definitely. But Guinness is not let go. He's still producing and pushing constantly. Just getting new houses. Okay, now he's kind of supply blocked. But I guess, yeah, he builds a new house. So, yeah, 1 lair. I see 1 lair and 1 Rex. I think Slammer will hold this with the archers only. But to be fair, archers are the natural counter to the Gatling guns anyway. So
another great surround by Guinness. If you saw, he ate up that raider, which is very good now, because if a few more wolves join this and there are no melee units to help the archers are in a lot of pain. Right? Archers lose 1v1 to wolves. And I think Guinness accidentally almost has the right plan, as he's sending a worker up to go grab his 3rd. This 2-1 workshop play against the almost overly greedy. It feels like it's too greedy. It must be.
Yeah.
But Slammer is gonna get his 3rd, and he's gonna have a Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
And he's not punished for it.
Yeah.
It's just a thin, excellent defense.
Absolutely. But also Guinness is kind of scouting it with the wolf already. So yeah, I mean, what's the reaction from Guinness we want to see when he scouts the 3rd attempt?
So if he sees the 3rd, he actually got lucky. If he was looking at the mini-map at that exact moment, he would have seen the workers transferring over, which means the 3rd is a bit delayed. So he should suspect that there is some shenaniganry, right? And we saw an advanced workshop started up for Guinness, a perfect response, as his own 3rd is going up a little bit later, but he knows he has map control. He knows that he can.
Yeah, now he confirms it as well with the wolf in his Slammer space. But I think that advanced workshop is a bit tiny bit late, because the first dragon is already moving over. So yeah, it's a bit late, the advanced workshop.
Yes, and this will also be a problem, because while the advanced workshop is late, wolves don't shoot up, gatlings don't shoot up,
even though they look like.
Snake Charmers. This dragon is just going to be able to get all of the kills it could ever ask for, in addition to a perfect scout.
Yeah, and the second one will follow soon. So it's it's a bit painful for Guinness to deal with right now. But he's also getting towers already. But did you notice that Guinness actually pulled the low workers and sent them to his third, like away from the main, so the dragons will deal less damage? That's just some intricate move I would not even think of in the heat of the moment. So his
brain is massive.
Yeah,
his brain is very
insane.
big. Now the dragons have gotten some value. Make no mistake. They got, there's two kills on one kill on another, and these towers aren't really that scary. But in all
Guinness,
of this,
look at Guinness attacking the third of Slammer. Great call by him. He can't defend, so you get a attack, right?
Yes. Also, the caltrops here.
Yeah, nasty.
There was an opportunity to surround that army, but never to kill it. The dragons can always come back for defense, and we even see there's one dragon hovering for Slammer Fort. He doesn't know if it wants to help with the defense or if it wants to go harass.
But now it's decided.
Guinness is buying so much time.
Yeah, and that's all he needs. But Slammer, on the other hand, is also knowing that it's about time right now and getting a fourth base. So yeah, Slammer's still ahead, I think. And this one dragon, oh my god, 22 HP. So close to dying.
So
and
low in health. The focus firing was really good on those towers to make sure that the dragons didn't juggle their health, because now two lucky shots and a black powder upgrade, which we see is nearly complete, or is just now starting rather. Might actually be the death of those dragons. So there's only really 3 dragons in this fight once the ballista shows up. That's very scary.
Yeah, but Slammer doesn't need to attack right now. He's in a superior advantage position because he has the fourth base and it's already online. I don't know what the worker count is, but yeah, he always ahead in workers since the beginning, and he's 6 workers ahead right now. And there's no ballista in Guinness main, so he needs to bring the ballista back, but yeah, he's also getting attacked by Slammer in his third base, so that will be a bit troublesome. But Slammer is let go. He leaves the main of Guinness. Why?
I don't know. It's because he's losing the fight. He saw the airship, right? He's killing the airship. He's attacking the airship that has the 2 catapults, and in the meantime, he's giving away his archers and his catapults. Yes, that's a big pickup, getting the airship and the catapults. But the wolves have killed the wolves and Gaffins have killed the archers and catapults. And now there's only dragons, and I have Etano's first postulate. Your army cannot just be air units, right? Your army, because ballista are such good hard counter units that when Guinness made that play and took the loss, he killed the ground army, and now he can just have ballista. And he can feel safe.
Yeah, the thing is the ballistas.
It's gonna be an uphill battle.
Yeah, and the ballista, he cannot carry around the ballista with the airship, and that's a huge downside in defending versus air, because the ballista is so slow, and he can fly away with the dragons just as easy.
And we even see that a second airship had to get made by Guinness. He was setting.
Such a good
fitting
call.
Because, well, it's fitting, right? Because Guinness is a book of records, and he completed airship #1 death any % speed.
Yeah, and then, oh god, and he will lose the next one. If you look at Slammer's dragons, he's flying. Wait.
What?
Okay. Slammer just ignored.
Not in a million years is this. So to show how rare that is for anyone who doesn't get it, Slammer was commanding his dragons. And this missed the 10-ish supply, and now this actually is going to get some damage done. And look across the middle as the drop is happening in the main base.
And he's Slammer. Slammer. Barely reacting.
Slammer. But there's so many weak units. There's so many weak units as wolves are making an attack and pulling the attention of the dragons because there are no ballista.
Yeah, but good reaction from Slammer. You gotta admit, it's a good reaction. Pulling away, and I mean, he's constantly producing dragons, and the dragons obviously are able to deal with cutters without any problems. But also Guinness using his wolves to attack the third another time, and again he killed this tower earlier, and I think Slammer didn't rebuild it, so now he can just have free reign with the rules, and he's actually Guinness is actually dealing damage in a position where I think he's already losing and should focus on defending, but he's on the attacking side of things because it's on the air and he has no no units to fight the air anyways. So great call by him.
Look, he killed the watchtower, he killed some workers, he's gonna get these 2 catapults.
Yeah.
He's taken control of the center, he has vision of the center.
Yeah.
You're right, he's in a very disadvantageous position. I wouldn't wish this on an enemy of mine, but sadly, Guinness is not an enemy to being down and out. He's still playing, as his opponent is taking a 5th base. It has mass dragons.
Yeah.
He's in a bad position. He's got half the supply, but he's still in the game.
Yeah, because the fucking Ballista's doing this job so well.
Oh, the Ballista. The Ballista is like one of those Forbes 30 under 30, right?
Yeah.
It took less than 30 seconds to make, and it killed 30 dragons, right? It's
easy.
really up there.
Yeah. But now I think the dragons are already in so high a number that they can kill the Ballistas off.
Oh, there's one takeoff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Guinness needs a second advanced workshop if he wants to really be aggressive with the ballistas and move out.
Yes.
But he didn't, so he has to reproduce them. And he's actually doing so, but only from one advanced workshop. And I think right now Slammer is so far ahead that he can, yeah, he cannot really do anything about it. And also Guinness losing his 4th base.
Yes.
So he will stay 2 base down now.
Well, this is also why, as far an advantage as this looks for Slammer, and he's very massively up, 70 supply, right? You wouldn't wish that on many people, but he only has air units, so he can transition, he can solve that problem. But for now, as unlikely as it seems, Slammer could still give Guinness a way to get back in the game.
Yeah, but Slammer has some ground units. He has some Gatling guns, he has catapults, and I think they are a great addition with the superiority in the air you get from the dragons.
Yes. He also has a very good plan for the map. Like, look at this tower. Almost choking the ground units. Right? All roads lead to Rome, and all attack paths lead through the center. And,
but another catapult from Guinness. Guinness is making sure to sneak in some catapults with airships all the time. So he really fights. I mean, you gotta give it to him. Yeah. He really fights. And now with the werewolves even, yeah, I think werewolves are not the right idea. With all the Gatling guns from Slammer, you cannot really play, or even the cutters, I mean, that's the perfect 2 units you want to have versus werewolves. So I'm really curious how that plays out for Guinness. But I fear it's
I
not
like
great.
that he's brought some workers. I like that he's brought some workers, right?
Yeah.
But I think the Wolves were, I agree consciously, I think the Wolves were doing a lot more, right? The Wolves were able to get surrounds. The Wolves were able to kill the archers and the catapults. You know, the Wolves will be able to tickle away the workers and do a better job of getting these towers.
Nice.
They're faster.
Nice reaction by Guinness, repairing this ballista in his natural. That was a very quick reaction.
Yes, and it was necessary too.
Yeah.
As we see that 4 catapult drops from Guinness. Guinness was down 100, and he was down 80 supply.
Yeah.
He's still down 75 supply.
Yeah.
This may, however, be the charge of the Light Brigade, as these werewolves don't hit up, and there's a lot of weight on these ballista to get the job done.
Yeah.
A lot of weight on them.
And I think 2 catapults are not enough to deal with these Gatling guns and catapults. But the werewolves, you gotta give it to him. The werewolves are great to killing the caltrops, and also just as meat shields. So Slammer cannot really engage the catapults behind. But I think overall, Guinness cannot really win this fight.
Meanwhile,
but the idea is nice.
14 dragons are showing up over at Guinness's 3rd base. Well, then why would they stay and fight the ballista? They can't stay and fight the ballista.
Yeah.
And so, you are right. The Gatling guns and the catapults are great anti-werewolf units, and now that the werewolves are dead, Guinness has to beat a hasty retreat. Unfortunately, he's going to be beating himself back into the Bronze Age because mining operations have stopped over here at the 3rd base.
Yeah.
Period, shall we say.
Yeah, but he's attempting another catapult drop. And I mean, the Kata drops are a great idea. I give it to him, but I think versus players of the skill level of Slammer, it's very hard to Kata drop them. They react so fast and so quickly and so correct. Like they don't do silly mistakes like someone like me would do. That it's
Sure.
really hard to Kata drop. But I think it's the right call, though.
I feel really bad, however, for Guinness in that there were two naked, like, they were not protected by workers,
Yeah.
Ballista, and dragons got
Yeah.
to sit on them and eat them. And
Yeah.
if they existed, then maybe this would be a contendable force, but 100 supply down. Surely this is too much to ask, right?
Yeah.
Surely this would be the greatest hold ever. He's able to just stay alive at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a ballista, but there's not another one coming for ages.
Yeah.
Right? This is not good.
Yeah. I think the main is now the next base to fall, or maybe natural and main will fall at the same time. And meanwhile, the werewolves try to do anything, but yeah, it's pointless, kinda. But I like the idea to just have a shitload of workers surround a ballista, and the ballista is shooting constantly, and the dragons are just not enough to deal with it. So Guinness really, this repairing of the ballista is really well executed.
Yes, and also this ballista here in the main, it could probably kill all of the dragons.
Yes.
There are now enough dragons that they can just target the workers, and
Yeah.
the problem is there are now more workers on repair the ballista duty than are currently mining. Look at the income.
Yeah,
Look at the income per minute.
Yeah, it's.
He can afford one catapult 60 seconds from now. It's so unfortunate. We may even see a GG here. Like, Slammer's vision is impeccable. He's got 3 of the top 4 bases. He's broken parity on gold mines. Like, really, he doesn't care about my postulate in the slightest. His army is entirely dragons. But it turns out if you're winning, you can have an entirely air army.
Oh, herrlich.
And Guinness opens up a new page in the world record of getting slammed by someone not once but 4 times as Slammer 4 wins the game.
Oh, great game, really. I think there was only one takeaway. Have more, like, if you see that heavy commitment to dragons, you really want to have a second advanced workshop. I myself been very hesitant to get more than one advanced workshop because it's that supply, right? If your opponent decides to, okay, you know what, I don't do any drakes anymore, and that's just that supply. So it feels so wrong to have 2 advanced workshops, but versus such a heavy load of air units, it's really the only right call. So yeah, great game by Slammer though.
I even feel bad on that point because for Guinness, because he got the wolf in and scouted 1 dragon's lair, but Slammer was getting so much damage, right? You would think that he was playing a bot in a training match on Street Fighter because he was just getting in every single little hit with the dragons. So more is more, I suppose. Good points and an interesting game.
Absolutely. Thanks for casting.